Imagine driving down a remote country road when an impossible shape darts into your headlights. Across Michigan and Wisconsin, hundreds have reported exactly this: a massive 7-foot-tall canine that walks on two legs. It moves with terrifying agility, leaps into the dark, and possesses human-like hands. These encounters are concentrated in two specific geographic corridors. To the east, they stalk the dense, remote woodlands of Michigan's Lower Peninsula, frequently spotted deep within the Manistee National Forest. Across Lake Michigan, the reports shift to the agricultural flatlands of Walworth County, Wisconsin. Here, along a lonely stretch of pavement called Bray Road, witnesses describe something more visceral: a hulking, hairy beast kneeling by the roadside, using clawed fingers to pick apart roadkill. These accounts are vivid and remarkably consistent, yet they exist in a vacuum of physical evidence. Zoologists and skeptics point to a total absence of skeletal remains, confirmed hair samples, or verifiable DNA in the wake of these sightings. A breeding population of large carnivores requires a vast caloric intake and significant territory to survive. In semi-populated regions like these, such a population would almost inevitably leave a biological footprint: scat, tracks, or roadkill. Yet despite decades of searching, no such specimen has ever been produced. This creates a significant tension between the sincerity of the witnesses and the silence of the woods. If the biology is unproven, the origin of the terror might lie elsewhere, specifically in the media events that turned isolated rumors into a regional mythos. The modern Michigan Dogman emerged on April 1st, 1987. A Traverse City radio DJ named Steve Cook recorded a novelty song called The Legend as an April Fool's prank, weaving together regional logging myths with his own imagination. Cook played the track expecting a few laughs, but the response was immediate. The station's phone lines jammed with callers reporting their own real encounters that perfectly matched the song's descriptions. A parallel event occurred in Wisconsin in 1991, when reporter Linda Godfrey investigated rumors of a man-wolf near Elkhorn. She gave the sightings a unifying name, the Beast of Bray Road, and published a terrifying illustration that gave the rumors a physical face. This created a diagnostic feedback loop. Broadcasting this terrifying archetype provided a psychological framework. People filtered unexplainable experiences through this category, generating fresh reports. This loop absorbed the past. An 1887 lumberjack account was retroactively adopted, pulling obscure history into the modern narrative. In Wisconsin, a 1936 report of a night watchman seeing a muzzled figure digging at a burial mound followed a similar path, becoming the foundational historical text for the Beast of Bray Road legend. These media events acted as a catalyst, providing a unified vocabulary and a formal filing system for fears that had been whispered in rural communities for over a century. To understand what people are actually seeing, we have to look at how high stress affects human perception. On a dark, misty road, cognitive priming can force the brain to misinterpret mundane wildlife as something far more predatory. The primary biological suspect is the American black bear, specifically one suffering from a severe skin infection called sarcoptic mange. Mange causes dramatic hair loss and exposes wrinkled skin, making a bear's head appear uncomfortably canine. When a 500-pound bear stands upright on its flat-soled feet, it mimics a hunched simonoid posture with long clawed fingers. Wild canids also play a role. When headlights catch the reflective membrane behind a wolf's retina, the eyes glow with a demonic orange or red light, a visual shock that easily transforms a known animal into a monster in the witness's mind. These biological triggers activate a deep historical substrate. Regional tribes like the Anishinaabe have held traditions regarding shape-shifting guardians and underwater spirits for centuries, long before these creatures were ever given modern names. Colonial history added another layer. In the 18th century, French fur traders imported their own folklore of the loup-garou, the werewolf, and merged those stories with the indigenous myths of the Great Lakes. The modern myth is the result of these two forces meeting. A biological trigger, like a mangy bear, activating centuries of deeply ingrained cultural programming about the dangers of the untamed wilderness. In the digital age, the legend has outgrown its creators. It has expanded into independent horror cinema and viral folklore, where the stories are shared and modified by thousands of people who have never set foot in the Michigan woods. This reached a peak with the 2009 Gable film, a YouTube video featuring grainy, vintage footage of a charging beast. Although eventually revealed as a hoax, it was hailed as definitive proof for years, demonstrating how easily digital media can manufacture its own authority. Over time, these creatures have become part of the geography itself. They function as a regional shorthand, a way for people to name the unsettling feeling of being watched in the dark, whether or not a physical specimen ever appears. The beast and the dogman endure because they represent something fundamental. Despite our technological advancement, we still require a vessel for our primal fear of the dark, a reason to keep our eyes on the tree line when we're alone on a misty country road.